Welcome to the Online Marketing for Doctors podcast, the place to grow and scale profitable practices with your show hosts, Huyen Truong and Steve Tate.
Hi there, and welcome to another episode of Online Marketing for Doctors podcast. I'm Stephen Tate, and this is Huyen Truong, and today we are going to talk about 5 tips for turning wait times into patient satisfaction. Now, according to an annual report by Vitals, patients wait an average of 19 minutes and 19 seconds before they see a doctor. Certainly, this amount of time isn't substantial, but healthcare professionals and patients alike can benefit if these times continue to decrease. And how to handle wait times is constantly evolving. With innovations in technology, you now have the ability to provide patient care even before sitting down face-to-face with them.
Wow, this is a very interesting topic because wait times occur in many practices. And after all, whenever I see a dentist, I have to wait at least 10 minutes without anything to do. And I rush my previous engagements just to be on time for this appointment. I find it quite annoying. So my first question here is, why do we let patients wait to start with? Why can't we just be super on time? On my recent trip to Japan, I learned many aspects of their culture, including that they are very punctual. Trains, buses, and even taxis always arrive on time. People get ready 10 minutes before they actually start something because they expect punctuality from everyone. What I mean is, why don't we use punctuality or no waiting time as one of our core differentiators in practice service quality to start with?
Well, sure, that is always the best case scenario, but what if we happen to run behind schedule for unexpected reasons? There are always ways of dealing with it that doesn't have to result in more waiting times. There are many ways to help reduce wait times, and we'd like to suggest a few ideas for practices in regards to reducing patient wait times. 1. Get permission to text updates to patients. Text the patient if the doctor is running late or when their appointment is next. Number 2, you can keep patients in the loop at check-in. Is the provider running late? And if so, how late? Be honest and don't sugarcoat it. Number 3, respect the patient's time. If the provider is running late, ask if the patient is able to wait. Don't assume the patient has all day to sit in your office. Number 4, put patient complaints on the record. If a patient complains to the staff, ask the patient to put the complaint in writing and have a form ready for them. Sometimes providers don't believe patients are complaining because they never hear it personally. And this can help them see a problem if there is one. And 5, check on waiting patients often. Let patients know that you haven't forgotten them. Give them an update on the wait time that you expect and offer water or even a small sack.
For me, I think the waiting room experience for your patients doesn't have to be boring and unproductive. And if you can't always avoid having patients wait, you can improve their experience and satisfaction. So how do you engage your patients while they wait? With advanced technologies nowadays, including the ability for you to connect with your patients through mobile devices, there's little excuse for failing to keep your patients engaged with your practice and their health, both in between their regular appointments as well as during their scheduled visits, including their wait time. All you need to ensure is that you are utilizing the tools available to do so. Today, practices are implementing the use of tablets during their check-in process, which provides a powerful method for collecting and providing critical information for their patients. Steve, what are some of the features and benefits that are available to patients and providers with the use of a waiting room tablet?
Well, there are definitely benefits from patients using a waiting room tablet. But let's talk about our first tip, which is to offer Wi-Fi on that tablet. Many patients have to take time out of their busy workday to make their scheduled doctor's appointments. Instead of a rack filled with out-of-date magazines, why not give patients the opportunity to be productive by completing emails or other work-related to-dos on your office's Wi-Fi network?
And while they are on your tablet, our second tip is to ask them to take a survey. On-site surveys increase patient satisfaction. If your patient feels valued because you realize the importance of receiving feedback regarding their experience, he or she will likely to trust you more and become more loyal patient, more engaged in their health, and more inspired to share their positive experience with others.
Indeed, an online survey helps detect problems with your service before it becomes a bigger one. Now, our third tip is to ask them to leave your practice a review. After all, did you know that patient reviews on Google increase SEO? Well, with the ability to leave reviews right from the waiting room chair, even if it's simply by their waiting room experience or their interactions with your office staff, it's fresh on their mind, and you can dramatically increase your visibility as you drive traffic to your website through a Google Maps listing. In addition, you will improve your online reputation, which will generate new patients who are online actively searching for new healthcare providers.
Actually, we have previously advised practices on getting reviews on Google and third-party sites. With so many practices reporting back to us on the power of positive reviews have in driving new patients to their practices, we actually have a podcast about this topic called The Importance of Patient Reviews and the 5 Steps to Getting Positive Reviews for Your Practice. We'll leave the link to that episode in the show note below so you can check it out for yourself, or you can just go to onlinemarketingfordoctors.com/2.
Now, moving on with our fourth tip, which is to engage them with your website content. This poses a question. How up to date is your website? As we know that a lot of practice websites are so out of date, and a lot of them are not even viewable on mobile devices. Many of your prospective patients and referral contacts' first impression of your practice will be based on what they see on your website. So if you're trying to decide if you should invest in a website redesign, but you're still on the fence, don't worry, we have you covered. We've explored this topic in our blog post, When Should You Redesign Your Healthcare Website?, with our list of 9 reasons you need to know when to pull the trigger on a website redesign. We'll leave the link to that article in our show notes below. Research shows that 1 in 5 patients use their mobile device to research information related to their reason for their visit while waiting to see their provider. And of those patients, 82% felt better and had a better understanding of their condition before meeting with their provider, which in turn can lead to a heightened awareness and better attention to their health after they leave your office.
So yes, please make sure that your website is updated with all conditions and treatment information. You can add rich media such as videos, podcasts, images, graphics to enhance the user experience and help patients digest medical content more easily. Whether this is a series of videos, written content, or interactive quizzes, patients will appreciate you taking extra interest in their health. Patient education improves health outcomes by utilizing newsletters and targeted care campaigns to educate your patient. You empower them with knowledge on how to engage in a healthier lifestyle and inspire them to keep their long-term health top of mind.
Our 5th tip is to ask your patients to check out your social media sites and engage in any promotional campaigns that you are running on these channels. When you use a waiting room tablet to encourage patients to like your Facebook page or share any offers or promotional campaigns on their Facebook or Instagram, this will help spread your practice's name to their circle of friends and family members. So how does that sound? With these 5 tips, I'm pretty sure that patients will be more engaged with your practice and find the wait time is flying by much, much quicker.
All of these tips improve your patient's overall experience, which typically translate into referrals and a growing practice. Happy and satisfied patients share the value they feel as your patients with others because you took the time to connect in ways that are meaningful, effective, and much more personal. Some practices have a difficult time embracing technology and all it has to offer, as it can seem intimidating and less personal. However, those that recognize as if you aren't keeping up with the ways patients are connecting every day, they will likely find another provider that will. These are the practices that will experience long-term success and loyal lifetime patients. And the results? A healthy, thriving practice.
I think after this episode, unproductive waiting times are a thing of the past. And we hope you enjoyed this episode, and we are curious about what you have done to reduce wait times and engage patients in your waiting rooms. Our healthcare professional community would love to hear your comments. You post them in the section below. As always, if you want to listen to some particular topics on medical marketing, please take a moment to fill in the survey that's linked in our show notes so we can produce relevant content and for you in an upcoming episode. If you want to be one of the guests on our show, hey, that's even better. We'll leave the link to our podcast guest registration page in the show notes as well. And please fill out your info there, and we'll be in touch with you shortly. There are many benefits of being on our show, including, but not limited to, exposure to our healthcare professional community, including thousands of doctors, surgeons, specialists, dentists, or other healthcare professionals. We promote our podcasts on social media and Google, not just in Australia, but internationally, helping you gain strong global exposure. And you can use this podcast on your own website as blog post material. The podcast would be in a Q&A interview style format. It would only take roughly 30 minutes of your time. We can't wait to have you on our show, and we look forward to seeing you at the next podcast. Bye for now.
Thank you for listening to the Online Marketing for Doctors podcast with Huyen Truong and Steve Tate. Be sure to check out the archive section on our website for previous episodes at onlinemarketingfordoctors.com/podcast. And subscribe to the show so we can catch you at the next episode.